hello, at-home audience. Okay. So, um, did you get that session summary up, Ash? Is that
Yes, I did.
okay? So, for a quick recap of last week, it was last week, yeah. Okay. For a quick recap of last week, Call busted some moves on Sir Havish. And he seemed to gain some respect for them. Ren talked to Barnabas and actually popped the question. And Barnabas said yes.
They're getting married. They're getting married. We're very happy for them.
He invited Ren to bring everybody involved after Sixth Bell that same day.
To clarify that he didn't actually propose. It was coup. He asked about the coup.
Yes, it was the coup.
And Barnabas said, yes, let's do the coup.
It was the coup. Who can coup? The party headed out to look into the light hands to keep up appearances and also because they shifty. And ended up first catching a tail, then turning Call invisible, then having Call follow the tail. The tail ended up being Miss Erin, and so Call snuck into the Half-a-Mug to spend a little time spying. Didn't really gain a lot of info there, other than Kurt was performing in the tavern, the Harengon Bard, and he seemed pretty lazy about it. Didn't have a lot of tips from a nat 20, Call was able to gather that he probably got there after the lunch rush, which y'all know is when the Half-a-Mug be jumping. While Call was hanging out at the Half-a-Mug, invisible, watching Miss Erin and the other common patrons, Henry and Ren went to the warehouse district to investigate one of the bounty board postings. Uh-oh. I'd be dropping
What?
the frames.
Did they shatter?
Yep. Yeah, I'm dropping frames like it's gone out of style. I'm pretty sure I've closed everything that I don't normally have open. Why are you being mean to me? Well, sorry, audience. I don't know how to fix that. Because everything is closed already. I only have my notes in Discord and Streamlabs open. So,
Can you turn off the video of the stream and then turn it back on?
not without ending the stream. Anyway, we'll just continue on and hope that it was just a momentary dip in the Wi-Fi. Henry and Ren went to investigate a warehouse due to a bounty board posting. They run into a helpful guy who was very, very ready to slander the owner of the warehouse in question, saying that the guy doesn't really defend his own property, and that he's had some shady dealings. On their way to this warehouse, Henry and Ren were followed by a dwarf that is a known affiliate of the Light Hands, but then once they started getting into the warehouses, he peaced out. I think that's about it that happened last session. all these pit crews are going to be distracting. Maybe one day when we have employees for our stream, we can show all of these to people. But until then, sorry. Okay. So I believe we left off with Henry and Ren. Like y'all just talked to that guy. Y'all were talking about going in to investigate the warehouse.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna go in.
All right. I believe, as I said last time, y'all approach the door to find that it is unlocked. You go inside?
Yep.
All right. What do you do inside?
Ren is going to start looking for signs of scratch marks.
Okay. First, let me narrate how the room looks. So there are boxes kind of everywhere, but without going through and looking into each of them, any of them that you can see appear to be empty. Like if you can see into the box, it looks empty. There's some barrels as well, same thing, where it just seems like there's lots of storage options in here, but from what you can tell, it's empty. You haven't gone through everything to look, so you don't know that it's all empty, but what you can see is. Looking for scratch marks. Both of you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. One of you make an investigation roll with advantage, or both of you roll independently.
Independently?
Yeah, let's roll independently.
Alrighty.
It's 2 rolls either way. That is a 5. Nope, no 7.
6.
All right. So y'all start just looking around. Are y'all where would y'all start? Are y'all looking like at the outer walls? Where are you starting?
Pretty much at the outer walls.
The outer walls make a circle?
Yeah, I think we would very systematically look around the walls and then look on the ground.
Well, that's the plan. How it actually goes is both of you are looking for a while, and then y'all are just kind of, you get a little bored because it's just, you're looking at a dirt floor met with a little bit of stone and then a wood wall. There's a stone ring around the edge of the building, and then the walls are wooden. It's very monotonous. Even these empty crates are, for the most part, kept far enough away from the walls that you're able to get around and I don't know what I'm trying to say. You're able to walk around the perimeter of the building without having to go around things. There's space between the walls and the boxes. What else? You don't find any scratch marks.
I think partly Ren just rolled bad, and I think partly Ren is a little distracted because I think he's trying to keep a rough timer on how long Call's invisibility spell is gonna last. So, does he know about how long it's been since that was cast?
Let
how much
me
longer the duration
check
is?
something real quick. If hang on, invisibility. It is concentration, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So okay. You have to be concentrating on the spell for it to hold up, so you know exactly when it's going to end.
Okay.
Some other DMs may argue with me on this one, but if you have to concentrate on the spell, you know when you no longer have to concentrate on the spell. So, right now, there's still a good half hour on the spell, at least. Give me one moment.
Is the warehouse just one giant room? Are there other rooms that we can like, investigate?
Coming up to it, you did see one doorway. There's like a little section, like it's one large rectangle, and then there's like another rectangle that's connected to it. And from where you are, you can see the door into that other room.
Okay. We'll go check that out.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Do we re-roll our investigation check because it's a new room and 15 minutes later?
Well, first, who's trying the door?
God damn.
Ren?
I don't know. Whoever.
Ren will.
Okay. This door is locked.
Okay.
What does the door look like? Does it look like a very simple door, like it doesn't really, or does it look like a pretty well reinforced?
I mean, it's a simple wooden door, but it's well made. Like there's not gaps between the planks, so like you can't see through the door. You can see a keyhole, but like it's a pretty standard door. It actually fits the doorway pretty tightly. Like there's a small gap at the top and the bottom, but it's like half a centimeter both sides.
Can I Misty step into the room?
Do you have to see where you're going to Misty Step?
Yeah.
Then no.
You look through the crack, baby?
Yeah, can I peer through the tiny little crack?
Make a perception check for me.
Yeah. 19.
All right. You're able to see enough in the room. You can Misty Step into the room.
Okay, wait. Before I actually go, what do I see in the room through the crack?
I mean, very little. You're looking through a rather small crack. You can see the legs of a table. You don't even know that it's a table because you can only see the bottom of the legs. But by the spacing, you guess it's a table, and the legs of a chair. Again, by the spacing, you guess it's a chair. The floor continues just the plain dirt.
Okay. So I think I relay that to Ren and say, I mean, I could teleport in there. Do you think it's a good idea?
Will you be able to get back out?
Ben, can I make some sort of like... so I have Smith's tools and Tinker's tools. So rather than Misty stepping, can I try picking the lock? Or can I make some sort of check to know, like, is this door, like, if I go to the other side, can I unlock the door from the other side, or would it still be locked and I need the key?
Okay, so I will just explain how locks work in the universe. So in this time period that we are loosely set in, locks aren't like locks here where you turn a bolt on one side and the key fits in the other side. It is just a set of tumblers in the middle, and you need the key to open it from either side. So if the key is in the door, which was a fairly common practice, on the other side, then yes. But there's not like going to be a bolt you can just turn to unlock the door from the inside. Cast a spell to focus your camera.
Yeah. Mage hand. Okay, so I think an answer to Ren's question. I mean, if the key is through the other side, I easily could, and I could burn another spell slot. however that is said in universe. I could burn another second level spell slot, but I don't know if we want to do that.
What side of the door are the hinges on?
They're on the far side of the door. They're like in the room.
Okay. First, Ren is going to knock on the door.
Sorry, let me answer Henry's other question first.
Sorry.
You have Tinker's tools and Smith's tools?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not thieves' tools.
Smith's tools will not help you at all unless you are planning to break the door down. Tinker's tools, you would have to make a check with them to attempt to make a lockpick. And then, even if that was successful, you would have to make the roll at disadvantage. Because you are making a makeshift lockpick, and no matter what movies tell you, those are not actually all that useful.
Okay, well, I think I would try that first before burning a spell, but let's let Ren knock on the door.
Okay, you knock on the door. You hear no answer from inside the room. But make a perception check for me.
Both of us?
Sure.
That is a 14.
That's another 19.
Okay.
It's the gay dice. The gay die is doing well.
Let me check something real quick. Wrong page. Yep. That's a 7. Behind you in the warehouse, there is a stack of crates, and you hear. Y'all rolled well enough. It sounds kind of like scratching. You hear nothing from the other side of the door.
Immediately turn around and I look at Ren and make a.
Ren actually just raises his eyebrows back at Henry.
I will point out. Oh no, there's windows. Never mind.
I think Henry starts slowly. Makes to hold Ren's hand and then realizes we probably need our hands free if we're going to react quickly, and then so that doesn't do that, and then just starts slowly moving towards the scratching noise.
Okay. I will point out, because I started through it already anyway. There are windows that are rather high set in the walls. They're about 20 feet up. And that is the only light source, is the sunlight coming through those windows. It's enough light for y'all to not have any disadvantages in the room, especially because you both have dark vision. So even if it was dim light, you could still see as if it were bright light.
So there's no reason for me to cast shine with my beard knot?
You would gain no benefit of it other than a nice little light from your spell.
Okay.
So you start moving towards the scratching sound? Mm-hmm. Both of you?
Yes.
Okay. It has stopped, but y'all start moving towards where you heard it.
I will say, I think we left the door open.
You left the door open, okay.
Because Narnia logic. Who closes the door? They're inside a cupboard. Wardrobe.
Well, you're in a very large building. Not a wardrobe, but okay. Okay. So, what do you do? There's like a pile of crates. A couple of them are like on their sides, open and empty. With a 19 and also whatever is making the sound rolled really poorly, you know that it's a little bit high up in the pile that you heard the sound.
Okay, so I guess we get to the base of the pile, and do we hear a scratching noise? We still don't hear anything?
You can make another perception check. Ren, are you like next to Henry?
Yes.
Okay. Another perception check.
Yeah.
22.
16.
Being much closer, and also, well, being much closer and with a better perception roll. Excuse me. Ren, you can tell. You can still. It's not the scratching sound that you heard a second ago, but you hear like there is enough sound that you know there is a thing somewhat up higher in the pile, and also on the far side, lower on the pile.
Okay, is there another angle that he can get at to try and see better?
You could walk all the way around the pile.
That's what he'll do.
All right.
Henry follows.
Okay.
Can I also say, I feel like in these types of situations, Henry is ready to jump in front of Ren as somebody who's wearing armor, and Ren is not. So he's not like pushing Ren out of the way, but he's also like ready to like take any blows that might happen.
We can say that for flavor, but if your marching order is that Ren is in the front, and then Ren rolls a higher initiative check, Ren's gonna move before you.
Okay.
If something were to happen before I put y'all in an initiative, and you say you get in front of Ren or whoever, then that will happen. But once initiative is rolled, you are where you are.
Okay.
So, clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Okay. As you start making your way around the pile, what are you just walking and looking at it? What are you doing?
Yeah, walking and just kind of keeping an eye on the pile.
You haven't touched the pile at all yet?
Have not touched it.
Okay. So you get to the far side, and you can still just barely hear like slow creaks of boards, like wood creaking very, very quietly, but you still don't hear that scratching sound.
Okay, is he as close as he can get to like the source of the sound as far as he can tell?
Yes.
Okay. Ren has the cantrip Mage Hand. So he would like to try and like pick the most suspect of the boxes and try and move it.
Okay. The weight limit on Mage Hand is how much? It's like 5 pounds in it.
Yeah, I think 5 pounds. So if he can like push it or something if he has to, then because he probably can't pick up a whole crate with that.
All right, so
10 pounds. 10 pounds.
Okay, so 10 pounds, I would say, it could lift an empty crate. So in that case, give me one more perception check. This is to determine exactly which box you think the sound is coming from.
That is a 8.
All right.
14.
Henry isn't actually the one that is being able to pinpoint these sounds, so I'm going to say just Ren's check here.
Okay.
Wait, we need lockpicking and perception? Wow, we brought the wrong people on this one.
Didn't bring your investigative rogue on this one.
Ain't that always the way? That's how it was with the slice, too.
Ain't that just the way?
Love you, Greg. So you reach out with your mage hand, and you grab the box you think that sound is coming from. What direction are you trying to push it? What are you trying to do with it?
To the right. He's just trying to move it so, like, if he needs to see under it, if that's where the sound is coming from.
Okay. The box shifts slightly until it runs into the box next to it, and then won't shift anymore.
Okay. Does the scratching and shuffling or creaking change at all?
No.
Okay. Ren will pick the next box and try to move it.
The next one to the right?
How about to the left so he can
Okay.
kind of just like dig
So you're trying to make a
down?
hole. Okay.
Yes.
So you push the box to the left to the left?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. It starts shifting over. And then there's a loud bang as the box that was stacked on top of those two falls in the pile.
Ren winces. And hopes that nothing got injured with that. I didn't realize that there were boxes on top of it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so it's a good few stacks. The one that you are close to is lower in the pile. The first sound that y'all both thought you heard was close to the top, but also like it's pyramid stacked boxes.
Gotcha.
So it's close to the top and also, further into the pile by the nature of pyramids.
Okay. Well, Ren doesn't think that anyone's going to be too mad at him for shuffling their empty boxes in their unused warehouse, so he's just going to start, like, carefully, trying not to, like, push over the whole pyramid, but, like, displacing some of the crates.
Okay. Henry, what are you doing while Ren does this?
I think Henry says, is Mage Hand a cantrip?
Correct.
Asher does not want to touch the boxes. Henry would absolutely be like, I'm a strong boy, let me help. So that's what he's gonna do. I think he says, oh man, I think he's gonna like kind of like whisper, kind of like gesture, but not make any sound, but like be like pointing like to himself, and then point to the boxes and like makes like a grab gesture. Like asking Ren, yeah. Okay, so Henry helps Ren with the same configuration that y'all discussed to move some boxes.
Okay. One moment, please.
Henry touched the mimic in the...
So you are reaching in to just start moving boxes to the side. Y'all are trying to dig into the pile.
Yes.
Yes, but, like, moving the ones on top kind of first.
Okay.
So, like, as not
So
to collapse.
for Henry to help with that, he has to climb onto the pile and start moving boxes. Is he doing that, or is he just shifting the ones that are lower?
I think he tries to like slide a stack. Wait, it's a pyramid. I think he lets Ren get the top one since Ren doesn't have to climb up, and then once it gets like low enough for Henry to reach, I think because he could reach his full and grab something that's like 6 feet high and bring it down.
Okay.
Easily.
So how close to the pile is Ren standing?
Very close. Close enough to be moving things.
Okay. And Henry is in the pile, starting to push boxes around.
This is a good decision, guys.
This
is a real.
Great
all the
decision.
clarifying questions are freaking me out.
That is their design. Well. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn off my fan because I gotta have my book open. First of all, what is your passive perceptions?
14.
Passive perception 12.
Okay, so you do not get hit with the surprise round. We need to go ahead and jump into Dungeon Fog.
What up? I know that link. I have that up.
I am loving this. I'm gonna hop into Dungeon Fog and just watch. Will you let
Okay.
me do that?
Uh,
Can I do that?
I don't think that will work. What you could do is open the stream.
Okay,
Mm.
I'll do that.
Oh, we do open Dungeon Fog.
Yes, open Dungeon Fog.
Okay.
Hop in.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not logged in on this computer.
Oof.
Oof.
I'm Spicy Unicorn 5.
You're Spicy
Ooh,
Unicorn 5.
Spicy
Love
unicorn.
it.
That's me.
Addie would be ecstatic.
Not about the spicy part. I got Panda Express for lunch, and she's like, "Did you get food for me?" And I was like, "I got spicy food," and she's like, "Mama!" She was very upset that I couldn't share with her.
What? Oh, there we go.
How to log in?
Bronwyn, say nothing.
Nothing.
Say nothing of what you see if you open the stream.
On when you're on our side, so you should have. Just kidding.
Let me give you sight. You have 120 feet of dark vision, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, it's not dark. Never mind. Can you see?
Yes.
You know what? To make things easy, I'll just put that guy. Do you see the person that I just...
Yes, I do. He is at the bottom of my range of vision on the screen.
That's good.
I'm rude cockatrice.
Okay. Do you want me to zoom you out some? Because you're pretty zoomed in there.
Sure.
Or can you resize your window at all? Token.
Is that making it better?
No, it's not. That did not change.
That's okay. I have no ability to change anything.
All right. So you want me to zoom you out a little?
Yeah. Thank you. Oh wow.
Can you still see okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
You can't really see everything yet, so I'm gonna do this. Now you can see about what Ren can see. Is that okay zoom level for you though?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Excuse me. So, there is no surprise round, so go ahead and roll me initiative.
21.
3. Whole 3.
21. 3. Why would it? Oh. Okie dokie. So, you hear the clatter of boxes as I'll go ahead and use select tool. Two of the boxes of the pile burst open, and you see two green-skinned with patches of scales male figures burst out of the boxes, wielding scimitars with short bows strung across their back, and also down to the south side of the map, you hear clattering as another one runs to where he is on the map, and is readying a short bow with a scimitar at his side. And with that, it is Ren's turn.
Okay. Ren does not think that there's a strong chance of diplomacy here. So unlike my fucking annoying paladin, he's just gonna go straight to violence. So,
Yes, that's a paladin thing.
Lewis, ripping pepperoni.
Oh,
But
just real quick.
okay, so
Sorry, naming the boys.
The boys.
okay. Okay, young man B there. I
Okay.
think Ren is gonna go ahead and do Mind Spike.
Alrighty. That's a saving throw for me?
Yes, save 15 for wisdom.
Which wisdom save for 15? He saves.
Okie dokie, so he takes half damage. On 3d8 psychic damage.
I need paper. As it turns out, I don't actually own these creatures on D&D Beyond. So we gotta break out the... So, sorry, how much damage?
That was a whole 8, so he gets
8
4.
damage. Okay.
Good job, Ren. And I think he might want to take some movement. So, oh shit. All right, I'm a sorcerer. Yes. Okay. So Ren, can he pass through this corner? Okay, like can he squeeze through that little gap?
Yes.
Okay, cool. He wants to be there, and as a bonus action, he's gonna be a sorcerer and do math points.
Alrighty. After that, he's standing on a pile of rickety boxes, but he also has height advantage. I'm going to say that's height advantage and disadvantage. So B is going to just have a flat roll to attack Henry. That is a 16. I don't think that hits. And that's a 12.
Nope.
So that was B. Where's my mouse? And then A is going to leap or kind of trip, fall down the boxes to 10 to there. He's also going to make 2 melee attacks. One of them is going to hit with a 22.
Ooh, okay.
And that is one of these boyos.
Boyo.
And that'll be a whole 5 damage.
All right. I can do that. I can.
And it is slashing damage. I forget which one you have.
Piercing.
Okay.
Piercing is what I have resistance to.
Well, then be ready for the short bow, which is a 21 to hit.
All right, that hits.
How do you care about poison?
I am resistant to it.
Resistant. Okay. I need more buddies. Too many buddies.
Okay, my piercing damage, it's only if I have Fortify in, and I don't think he would have braided Fortify
Okay,
for today.
so
So,
then
no.
that's good to know. Um,
Gonna be honest about it.
nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so that's 4 piercing damage plus 7 poison damage. The poison damage would be halved to 3.
4 plus 3 is 7. Okay.
And so as the arrow from the short bow hits you, you feel this pulse of more pain than it should feel as the poison seeps into you, hurting you a little less than the average Joe. Um, and then after that, sorry, it is Henry's turn.
Okay. I think Henry shouts out, careful, the arrows are poison. Oh, man. Henry does not want to hurt these boyos. So he's only going to do non-lethal damage. Let me just make sure there's no spells that I want to use. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do any spells. Okay, so Henry just makes an attack on I cannot see that letter. Let me zoom in. A. I'm gonna make an
Okay.
attack on A. All right. Does a 23 hit?
It does.
Okay. And then I need D8. I was not prepared for combat. Let's use the cheese. Cheese D8. That's 8 points of damage.
Damn.
Non-lethal. I don't think they just have 8 hit points, but
after hitting him, that thought is confirmed as he takes the blow and then goes back and kind of hisses at you. And with that, it is Ren's turn.
Okay, we are going to go back to the classics and we're going to use Chill Touch. And I'm also going to be attacking A.
All right.
And cool. So I have to do a attack roll for this one. And unfortunately that is not a 7, that's a 1. So yeah. Anything catastrophic happen, or is that just a really bad miss?
I think it's just a bad miss. I think yeah, it's just a bad miss.
Cool. Then in that case, I'm going to use Quicken Spell, so I'm going to try that one again.
Okay.
So I'm using a bonus action to cast this. Oh, that's quite a bit better. That is a 21. Yes.
21 will hit, yes.
Okie dokie. So that is 2d8 damage. Oh, okay, that's 15.
15 damage. Alrighty.
Yes. And it can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
With that, it is now A's turn. He is once again going to make 2 melee attacks on Henri. A 20.
That hits.
Okay. Yeah, that's just. That'll be 3 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then a 6. And then.
A 6?
6 to hit.
Oh, okay.
This one's gonna get there. And I'm assuming a 9 does not hit Ren.
No.
What about a 15?
That is a meets it beats it.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. That'll be 6 damage. to
Lovely.
Ren. Oh, sorry. Henry does get an attack of opportunity if it wants it on B.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. A 19 to hit?
That will hit, yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and roll damage. 4 damage.
Alrighty. After A took that hit, by the way, he started looking bloodied. But that was A, and then B, and now C is, because he doesn't have a sight line on Ren, going to once again take a shot at Henry. A whole 5.
Nope.
Excuse me. And then, bursting out of the crates to the south, much larger than the others,
Oh god.
with a full snake head and very, very muscular, topless body, wielding also a scimitar, but a much larger one. And also he has a longbow across his back. Okay. Sorry, there's extra information that I didn't fully need. But its big point is its head is fully a snake head.
So Yuan-Ti?
Yes.
Would we know these are Yuan-Ti? Okay.
Oh, yes. Sorry. The others seemed to be Yuan-Ti purebloods,
Oh.
which
Henry would have said something then. I didn't. You said skill. I didn't realize for some reason.
sorry. You can try your next turn.
Okay. Yeah.
So he comes bursting out. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he is going to strike at you with a bite first.
Who?
Me? Yes, you. And that'll be a 19.
That
Wait,
hits.
no. Sorry, a 21.
That also hits.
So that's gonna do. So as he, much faster than you would expect him to be able to, he rushes towards you, and then his head, the neck kind of lengthens a little bit more than you would expect it to, and he bites down onto your shoulder, dealing. My tower hates D4s. Give it back. Give it back to me. Ooh. It's going to do 7 piercing damage plus 11 poison damage, half to 5. And then he's also going to swing at you with his scimitar.
Henry looks
Bloody.
something. Yeah, the first one. Bloody.
Um, really. Well, that was a nat 20.
Fuck.
Um, but this is not that impressive of an attack, so don't worry too much. 7, 17. So that's 20 damage.
Henry looks fucked up.
Yep. And then it is Henry's turn.
Okay. So, this would be as soon as he is able to say something. So I guess just on his turn. Um, okay, so he's gonna use his action to heal himself, but he's gonna heal himself for 20
Okay.
using his lay on hands pool. Um, and he is going to say um like, sorry, we have no quarrel with you. I have a way to get you out of the city if you need it secretly.
Um,
Can I make a persuasion
you
check?
can make a persuasion check.
Oh God.
I am
Okay.
gonna let you roll this flat, even though all charisma-based checks are supposed to be made with disadvantage. I'm gonna let you roll it flat.
Come on. Okay, that's an 18.
Okay. Um, I was very severely considering doing a hissy voice, but I cannot do that right now. Um, um, so instead, I'm just gonna talk normal. It is not their turn at this exact moment, but they all kind of take a small step back, not even enough to move out of the square they're in, but they take a small step back and settle more into defensive positions. And Ren.
Ren is going to trust Henry on this. He's going to kind of show B his hands and like very peaceable gesture, not attacking.
All right. So the three purebloods kind of just look to the snakehead one. And he kind of like stands as tall as he can. Excuse me. So that he is now rather heftily looking down at Henry. And he kind of narrows his eyes and says, "Why would you think that we want to leave the city?" We're going to drop out of the initiative for just a second because nobody made an attack for a full round. Yeah.
It is an offer that, of course, you do not have to take up, but considering what happened recently, I know that there have been a lot of UNT who are fleeing.
The purebloods are kind of looking at each other and they seem a little nervous. But I'll go ahead and use the correct name for him, the Malison, still staying in that fully heightened position with some kind of cobra-esque parts coming out of its neck that kind of shake, says, "What do you mean, what happened recently?"
If Ren can interject.
Henry would take a second to be like, how exactly should I word this? So go for it, Ren.
Do you happen to be looking for justice for Vist?
So his head, snakes to look at you, and says, "So he's dead." And the head kind of twists a little, and then he says, "That would be why we have waited so long."
I'm very sorry. We also want justice for Vist. I don't think that fighting each other is a good way for either of us to start that process.
He kind of adjusts his grip on his very wicked looking scimitar that has Henry's blood on it at the moment. And he kind of looks y'all over. Y'all are wearing, or well, I guess Ren doesn't really have Storgard identifying stuff, but Henry's wearing his armor, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So there is the badge of Storgard there.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks over y'all, and with this, I'm gonna say that this one moves up to about here to be a little bit more in the conversation. And one of them, or A, who also looks the most fucked up, kind of looks up at the Malison and says, "If they seek justice for him, should we not listen?" And the Malison like turns very angrily, and kind of raises his scimitar as if he's about to strike, and just kind of hiss growls, and once again those like cobra-like hood kind of shakes, as he speaks in a language that y'all do not understand. None of y'all, or well, I guess. Hang on, let me double check. Do either of y'all speak Draconic?
Potentially. I speak Celestial, so no.
Ren doesn't either. Okay. So you don't know what he says, but then A like backs away fully to like here. You could have an attack of opportunity if you wanted that, Henry.
Nope.
No, of course. Didn't think you would.
If there's a way for Henry to make it obvious that like he is not like,
I mean, you could put your hammer on the ground.
nah, I'm not gonna do that.
All right. So the Malison kind of turns back to Henry and says, "You dress as one who serves the city. How do we know you aren't trying to just get reinforcements?"
Um, I do serve the city. I serve the people of the city first. I was one of the last people that Vis talked to because of my station, and I cannot allow his execution to go without justice. Persuasion check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's good. 23.
Oh. Um. Um. His hood kind of collapses down, to where his neck looks much more, well, thinner. But his eyes narrow as he looks at you, and then he looks over at Ren, and then he seems a little confused and a little conflicted. Um, B and C have like fully lowered their weapons and are just like looking to the Malison for instruction. Um, uh, then the Malison turns to you and says, "How do you seek justice for his death?"
I think Henry looks at Ren, and then looks back to the Malison and says, "In order for the method to be effective, it must be kept secret."
Make a
But
persuasion check with
no, no,
disadvantage. Okay, go ahead.
no. It must be kept secret. But rest assured that we are going to the root of the issue and are well underway in our plans.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay. That is a 7 plus 6 is 11.
Okay.
No, it is not.
7 plus 6 is 13.
13.
Thank
you,
Bronwyn.
Bronwyn.
I was gonna
Thank you, Bronwyn.
I didn't do the math myself. I just heard her say and was going with it.
It was one away from 12. That I just went in the wrong direction.
The purebloods like have fully like lowered their weapons. The two that had their scimitars out have like sheathed them. But the pureblood narrows his eyes and just shouts, "That's not good enough," and is going for an attack. That being said, where we left off in initiative with Henry asking them to stop, we're going to say it's Ren's turn.
And
You can see
that.
him swinging at Henry.
Oh, fuck. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. So the ideal spell to cast here would be Hold Person, but that's a concentration spell.
Oh
Is he gonna do it?
Fuck. Reflexively, Henry is in active danger. Ren is scared. Fuck. I'm so sorry, Cole. I'm so sorry, Cole. Fuck.
Hey guys, this is why you don't split the party.
Fuck.
So
Fuck.
you're dropping concentration on invisibility to cast Hold Person on the
Hold
mouse.
Person.
All right.
Yes.
That's a saving throw on his part, right?
Yeah, 15.
15
Wisdom.
wisdom. He might have a neck. Nope. Well, that's an 18.
Fuck.
See, drop concentration for nothing. Ah!
Fuck.
Well, not for nothing. For a failed.
Fuck.
Bonus action.
Bonus action. Okay. 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 This is gonna be stupid. Ren is out of second level spell slot, so he's gonna have to use a third level spell slot and quicken spell, but we're gonna do it. So
That means you can cast it on an extra target, correct?
I believe it might.
I believe it's an extra target.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
So which one do you choose for your extra target?
The Malison and B.
Okay. B fails with a 12. The Malison succeeds with a 16.
Fucking shit. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for
Um,
trying.
B is
Ren
held.
tried so hard.
B suddenly is unable to move. With that, okay, because you beat the DC for the purebloods, I'm gonna say that this counts as a surprise round, where only Henry, Ren, and the Malison act. So we're gonna skip the 3 purebloods, and the Malison is going to make that scimitar attack. 15. And then he is once again going to go for the bite. And that is a 19. No, that is a 21. Um, so that is once again a d4. So 3 piercing damage. I rolled really good the first time he did this, and 9 poison damage, halved to 4.
Okay. Okay. We're good. We're fine.
So
We're fine.
7 damage.
I'm really glad I healed because I would have been down.
With that, it is Henry's turn.
Um. Henry's gonna do ensnaring strike. I don't have to cast it until I know I hit, right? Or is that just
So
smite?
ensnaring strike, you cast on your weapon, and it stays
Okay.
for a period of time. I think it stays until it hits.
Do-do-do-do.
Just regular smite is the one that you don't have to call until you make a hit.
Okay. Henry is going to cast ensnaring strike at a 2nd level. And he is going to attempt to hit with his hammer, the Malison.
Okay.
He's a medium-sized creature, right? He doesn't look large.
Correct. He is medium.
Good. Okay. Do-do-do-do. It's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah, and the spell stays until you hit. It is
Okay.
not. It doesn't. It lasts for up to. It'll stay on your weapon for up to a minute.
21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
These guys
So-
not wearing a lot of armor.
Yeah. Okay. So that is 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And
Do you want to smite as well? You can. Because you hit, you can choose to smite now if you want.
yeah, let's go for it.
At what level?
1st level.
Okay.
I don't remember how to do things. Okay. Okay, so he has to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. What's your DC?
15.
Oh my
Strength.
goodness. That's an 8.
Yeah. Okay. So he gets 2d6 piercing damage at the start of each of his turns.
Is that no matter what? Or is that if he tries to move? Oh, no, that's no matter what.
Yeah, because they're like vines that are tightening. Gotta get my d6 out. Don't ever use d6s.
But that doesn't happen until the start of its turn, right? The D6s?
I'm looking. Okay, so he's restrained until the spell ends, which is in a minute. This is a concentration spell. While restrained by this... Yeah, at the start of each of its turns, it gets 1d6 piercing damage. Or 2d6
2d6.
piercing damage. Yeah, Go cheese. Okay. And then for smite... One spells. 2d8 radiant damage. Okay.
Hmm.
That is goddamn. 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 radiant damage.
Total?
Yeah.
That's just the radiant damage?
14 radiant damage and
And then the 4 bludgeoning from before?
Mhm.
So that's 18 damage.
Mhm.
Um,
And he's restrained.
and he is restrained. Okay.
Mhm.
He does get a saving throw after taking the damage each turn. But
Yeah.
that's after taking the damage. With that, it'll that was your action and bonus action. Any movement?
No, I don't want to invoke an I can't move anywhere that he can't get me, so.
He is restrained.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. I think I will move. Can I
Damage.
move like this?
I
I don't know what this is. What is that I'm standing on?
That's a chest. There's not like it wouldn't be sturdy footing.
But can I I want to move right here. I probably can't do that, right?
Sorry, ping
You
where you
can
want
move
to move.
through friendly targets, right?
Yeah.
I want to
You
move over here by Ren.
you want to be right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, I think I want to move here. Because he can't get me. The Malison can't get me right here, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
However, to get there, you would provoke an opportunity attack from A, but I'm gonna say he is not aware enough to do that at the moment because of the surprise round.
Okay.
Um,
Then I'm good.
hang on, let me check. Let me double check what. Okay, so he does get an attack of opportunity, but it's at disadvantage. Do you still want to move there?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, disadvantage. 15.
Nope.
Excuse me. With that, it is now Ren's turn.
Okay, Ren is going to try something different. Ren is going to shout at the top of his lungs, "Everyone stop and shut up." I promise you do not want to fight us. We don't want to fight you. I suddenly find myself very pressed for time. If you touch him again, I will blow up this whole fucking building.
Roll an intimidation check.
Fucking snaps.
Okay, there's my 19 plus 4 is a 23.
A 23.
God
Let's see.
damn.
That's gonna be a well, I'm gonna just let you know what happened. The purebloods were at disadvantage, which is very nice for you because they rolled a 20 at first. And now ended up with a fucking like 6, 7. They rolled at disadvantage because you already had one held. And the Malison, for flavor, seems extraordinarily intimidated by the fact that it is now suddenly completely enwrapped in vines, in thorny vines. And well, I mean, I guess you don't have to wait. I mean, that's what you say. Do you take any actions otherwise? Because it's your turn.
No, he is waiting for everybody to shut up and listen.
Okay.
He wants to go back to negotiations because honestly, we don't want to kill each other. Or at least we don't want to kill them.
Okay. The purebloods just kind of look terrified and cower a little bit. The Malison, let me look again at the spell. At the start of its turn, it takes. So the Malison looks a little spooked already by the vines, and then at the beginning of its turn, those vines tighten in on it, and it take. Go ahead and roll your 2d6.
6 damage. 6 piercing damage.
They don't have any. Okay. Um, and you know what? Yeah. But he does break out of the vines and bowls over A. So A is now prone as he runs the fuck away. Your boy rolled a 2 to resist that intimidation. I mean, I guess. Okay, technically a 5 because he has a +3 charisma. Um, he gets there. With that, it's Henry's turn.
Can I make an insight check on the Malison?
Sure.
Is that my whole turn?
It would take an action to do.
Um,
There are classes that have bonuses that allow you to do it as a bonus action, so I can't let you do it for less than that.
is Ren looking bloody or hurt at all?
I don't think
Ren has not been injured. Or no, he
he took a
looks
little
like he's been.
scratch.
Yeah, he's scratched.
I think I am gonna wait to see what they do, so I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself. Oops. And get 7 points of 7 points of healing. And then I'm going to use my um uh sorry, I'm gonna use the thing that gives me I'm gonna as a bonus action, I'm going to regain a spell slot.
Okay.
2nd level spell slot.
Alrighty. With after that is Ren's turn again.
Why is it Ren's turn again?
Oh, sorry, I skipped over the
Malison.
so no, I skipped the purebloods. The Malison ran for his turn.
Oh, he ran.
He bowled over A.
Oh, sorry,
But
I
I
was
was
looking
already
at the map.
skipping them for. I'm trying to remember.
Sorry, wait, then sorry, I wasn't looking at the map.
I did skip the purebloods turn, but they also are running. Well, B is still held, but the others are running.
Can I not cast Cure Wounds then?
Sure, if you want to take that away.
Yeah, okay. But I am still gonna get I'm not gonna get a spell slot back.
Okay.
I'm just gonna not do anything that I said.
Okay.
I think he's going to stay for his turn. He's going to, I think, move closer to Ren, and he's gonna say, um, we have no quarrel with you again, and that's all I can think of to say.
All right. It's Ren's turn. B is held by you. The others are running, or at least
Ren
they
is
ran
gonna
last turn.
Ren is gonna look at Henry and say, "Call's in trouble. We have to go now." And he's just going to bolt for the door.
Okay, Henry's gonna run after him.
Okay. Okay, so move however you choose to move.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And he's just using this is dash action, so he's
Sorry.
just gonna bolt.
That's not the door. That's a torch, and
That's
it
a
shouldn't be there.
torch?
It
I
shouldn't
thought it
be
was
there.
a door
Okay.
too.
Sorry, hang on.
Where's the
The door is
door?
here.
Okay.
This is the door.
All right.
Sorry, doors are
5,
actually hella hard
10,
to see
20,
in this
25,
map.
30, 35, 40. Does he have to he can't maneuver over the boxes?
It would take double movement to cross them.
Can he go through like where Henry is?
Yeah,
5.
but the corridors are kind of blocked by the baddies.
Okay. You know what? If AO whatever. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, yeah, he can't move there. Okay, fuck. Okay, start over again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
All right. Go ahead and just make another intimidation check because you just screamed I'm gonna blow up the fucking building, and then you're running in the same direction that they are.
Okay. That's a 22. So
Okay. At A loses his shit because you're now in front of him. Looks back to see Henry and just dives into the pile of boxes.
Poor
B
guy.
B is still held. And C is running for the room that y'all were trying to get into when y'all heard the sounds. And then the Malison, he technically met your intimidation check, which would technically be a beats it, but also his buddies are just piecing out, and you seem to be heading for the door. So he is just going to take one step this way, and he's readying his weapons, but he is not coming at y'all. And it's Henry's turn.
Henry's also gonna dash action by over to Ren.
You are like a little bit south of the door, right there.
We ping the door again? I mean, I guess I could go this way. 5, 10, 15.
I mean, you could get out the
Is
door,
that the door? Okay.
which y'all said you left it open, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty. It's Ren's turn.
Ren, I'm assuming he can sprint out the door at this point.
Yeah, it's a double wide door, so yes, there's
Yeah.
plenty of space.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Ren's gonna sprint out the door and up the street, and he's going to take his Rocky Talkie and try to say quietly while fucking sprinting, "I'm so fucking sorry, where are you?"
Make a stealth check for me.
Oh my god.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, +3. That is a 17.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and close out of Dungeon Fog because they're not chasing y'all. You are seen by the couple people that are around as y'all come sprinting out of this place after there was, sounds of combat coming from within.
Henry's covered in blood, and everybody's yelling, and
Henry's like
It's a good
limping
day.
a little bit. There's like
Yeah.
green veins coming out of 2 puncture wounds in his neck.
Yeah. Oh, is he still
He-
poisoned? Is he taking
No, you
damage?
didn't get the poisoned condition.
Okay. Okay.
You just took poison damage.
Okay.
Man, my neck is red. And I don't know why.
When you get worked up, you turn red.
Yeah, I'm not all that worked up. I would just like to point out this was a medium encounter for 3 people.
If only we had call.
If only you had your damage dealer. Yeah.
Yeah, who could have had height advantage on the boxes and all that.
Um, but okay. So y'all are sprinting for calm. Now, I do have a slight bit of good news for y'all. If you remember, we had Call trying to guesstimate how long it took, how long they had left on the spell. They rolled really low on that guess. So
But they're also outside. They're not in the tavern anymore.
that
They are outside at this point.
y'all, it's been like 30 minutes since you cast the spell. I'm pretty sure I had Call going into the half a mug at 40, with 45 minutes left on the spell. Call was in the half a mug for a period of time. Now, Call. So both Bronwyn told me that Call wanted to err on the side of caution, and also when I rolled my luck check for which direction Call misestimated, I did roll short, so I was just gonna have Call have left super freaking early. So Call is still at the half a mug outside, looking in the window when Call, you notice something that most people don't notice. You can see your nose.
Love this. Okay. So I think if Call is already seeing their nose, I think Call is going to immediately kind of dip to the one side of the window, whatever side they're closest to, head on a swivel, see if anyone's around.
Give me a stealth check and also a perception check.
Stealth would be a... Let me check the stats on that. I believe that is a 19, and you said perception?
Yes.
That one is 29.
Okay.
Almost as high as they could get. Why do I keep misgendering my own character?
Because
I'm a
Transphobic.
transphobe. I know!
Clearly.
Transphobe!
No, stop being dumb. Me. I keep clicking in what I think is Dead Space on D&D Beyond, but it's actually the go to the login screen. I need to look at my characters. 'Cause I gotta get... You. What was your stealth check?
19.
Okay. And then you got a 29 perception check?
Correct.
But you're not looking in the window, right? You just
Not
ducked over
looking in the window, head is on a swivel to see if there's anybody who would be noticing, because the first thing Call did was move out of the way of the window.
Yes. Okay, so you move out of the way of the window and you duck down. And then you look around. No one around the alley seems to have noticed you.
Okay.
1 second. And then about 12 seconds later, your walkie-talkie goes off relatively quietly, but heavily panting, with Ren saying what Ren said.
I'm so fucking sorry. Where are you?
Call is, because Ren sounds panicked, Call's going to answer as quietly as possible because no one is that they're aware of in proximity. Call is going to answer and go, I think I'm okay, more in a sec. And is going to try and see what they can see through the window to see if they've been spotted.
Okay.
Or actually, hold on. Yeah, Call would do that.
Call's gonna peek in the window? Alright.
Call's gonna peek in the window. Which is the dumb move, but they're doing it.
Oh man. I apologize for all of the dropped frames, but not gonna do about it now. Um, so go ahead and give me a perception check.
26.
Yeah, you see everything going on in the damn room. Um, Miss Erin is not there.
Fuck yeah! Okay! I think at this point, Call's kind of accepting their fate. And if Miss Erin decides to go after them, Miss Erin decides to go after them. So Call is going to still kind of head on a swivel. Call's just gonna try and leave.
Okay, we're gonna pause right there for a moment. I'm dying, um, and I also really have to go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back after I go to the bathroom and make some tea.
Okay.
Babe, do you want me to make you tea while you go to the bathroom?
Please, 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 please.
Do that.
Ren fucked up.
Ren left Call to their fate.
Ren fucked up pretty bad. Ren decided, Henry and I can do this alone. Surely. We should poke around in the suspicious boxes. This will have no consequences later.
Ren dropped a concentration spell on his friend who was in the middle of investigating an enemy at their own home turf.
Ren is not, Ren's not very, very chill about it right now.
I love this, actually. I think this is fucking hilarious, actually.
Jenny thinks so, but Ren's panic right now is overriding Jenny's, like, this is fucking hilarious.
Gotcha.
So,
Oh
boy.
I honestly, again, I was telling you last week, Call was absolutely being like, I can't get kidnapped today. I have appointments. So, now that the opportunity is presenting itself to potentially get kidnapped, I think Call's gonna be like, well, que sera. I love Asher's galaxy leggings.
Oh, they're cute.
Also, did you zoom in on the Zelda drawing I sent you? Like, see it, like, click it full screen? Just so you could see more than a scribble?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. I saw
Okay.
her little bag and everything, and
She got a bag, and she got, little knee guards, and she got the shoulder pads, and the armor, and she got a hip cocked, and a very unamused expression. I imagine that she's talking to Frisia.
I like her bun.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love Zelda.
I like drawing lumpy buns.
It has character. It's
Thank you.
organic.
It's organic. I also very specifically did not want her to have a super Eurocentric nose.
I like that a lot.
Like, I want her to be stocky, so she's got like bigger lips and a not super Eurocentric nose. Even though she is a freckled redhead.
You don't have to be European for that.
Correct.
She's very cute.
Yeah?
Yeah, someone did very well with her character design.
Aww. I think I'm gonna shorten her leg just a little bit to really like drive home the halfling thing. Because most of the time when you see like halflings drawn, they have like kind of stubbier proportions.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shorten her leg a little bit.
Yeah, I think just the tiniest bit would be good.
Yeah, like I don't plan on doing it more than like a scooch. But I do think it's a bit too long.
I think she looks really good.
I'm gonna try and like actually like finish that drawing. It would be fun.
I'm really happy to see your art again. Like, I know you haven't been drawing a whole lot lately, like for yourself. So
I haven't been. I haven't been at all. It's been tragic. Oh, hold on. I think Oliver's at the door.
no.
A boy. A beautiful, beautiful boy. Oh man. I think it's gonna be real choppy. Is it a scene? Does it not like this scene? Okay, we're gonna try an old scene and see if it's any better for a little bit. Thank you. Look, it says Mister because I'm a dude.
Congratulations on the gender.
It's very hot. It's very hot.
This cat is acting like I have not said hello to him once all day.
How could you?
I know. I just ignore him. He does not understand why I spend all day on the computer. He does not understand that it's to put kibble in his bowl. Ow. This is a bad angle. Oliver, the things I do for you. I'm gonna wait until...
Alrighty.
Hang on just a sec. Asher, who made the blanket?
My mom.
I knew it!
It's her signature chunky, blocky colors that don't really go together.
Uh-huh.
It's
Straps.
really cute.
Her, like,
Thanks.
very thick striped crochet style.
Very thick stripe and colors that kind of go together, but also, do they?
Not in a pattern.
No,
really cute.
it's
There's just a random orange stripe in there.
I love
Yeah.
it. It's
I
my
love
favorite.
your mom's crochet blankets.
Me too. For reference, Jenny, the one in my parents' living room, her first one that she did in this style is like baby blue, baby pink, white, and brown. Because it's
So
like,
almost the trans flag.
yeah,
You
it's
almost had me.
it's like Neapolitan ice cream with blueberry as well. It's so weird.
Oh.
Spectacular.
Have you
And the
ever wondered if your mother's colorblind?
I gave her some shit because I was in high school when she was making that. The next one that she chose to do was dark brown and bright red
What?
and big chunky stripes like this. And I was like, Mom, and I was like asking her, I was like, are you sure those are the colors you want to do? Because she was doing like the pink and blue, and then she's like, I think I want to add brown. I was like, why, Mom? I don't think that's a good decision. She's like, no, I like these colors. And will maintain anytime anybody brings up the weird color choices. She's like, I like them. I don't care what anybody says.
I respect that.
I mean,
Respect?
power to her. I respect that a
Respect.
lot. Couldn't be me, but I respect it a lot.
I know. So, yeah.
Okay, that was it. That was all.
So, continuing where we just were. I'm gonna try to talk a little softer to try and not blow my fucking throat out. But Who knows how long that'll last with me being impatient with myself. Man, boiling water is hot. Um,
Oh, caution, it's hot.
I just watched
say
a cat be murdered with kisses. Um,
Look at the boy.
Bronwyn, you
Cat.
kissed him into the corner of your screen and then out of screen. Like,
I love to abuse him, but clearly, he's totally happy.
so, where we left off, Henry and Ren, are running to a location they have not been told yet.
We're running to the half a mug, I would imagine. Right?
At least towards it.
I would assume that direction, yes, but y'all don't know that Call went into the half a mug. Call was invisible
right.
and also
You're right.
tailing your tail. So y'all
No, but we
didn't.
knew we were getting tailed after we passed the half mug.
You knew you were getting tailed before you passed the half a mug.
And then it was a different tail. So I think
That's
we would
true,
be heading
but
we'd be heading that direction at least.
you also think that your tail is a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
I will give you are probably running in that direction, but you do not know
Yeah.
to run directly to it.
No, yeah, I don't think we do that, but we definitely run towards that direction because that's where the tails were and that's the path that we came.
And then you
So
have a
towards
little
the
while to run.
industrial district?
I mean, you're already in the warehouses are in the industrial district, but like you know the direction generally. It's not in the scene, so I'm gonna go back to my good one, or the one that I prefer rather. Sorry, stream talk. Call. You told them more in a sec. Peeked in the window. Miss Erin was not there, and you said you're gonna just walk away.
Yeah, I think Call is. I think Call's gonna walk away. I don't think Call is going to say anything immediately in the Rocky Talkie, because if Call is about to be spotted. No, I take it back. Call's going to consider not saying anything to not clue them in. But then we'll ultimately decide it would be more helpful to say something. So I think Call's gonna get, if possible, about a building out from the half a mug and kind of look like they're fiddling with their earring and say, leaving the half a mug, don't know if I've been spotted, and just kind of leave it at that.
Okay. Asher casting another spell on that camera.
Yeah, a spell of focus camera.
Casting command, focus.
Man, if someone could do that to me every once in a while, that'd be fucking great. So y'all hear that as you're running. Call, go ahead and throw a perception check out for me.
Happily. That would be a whole 14.
You don't seem to have any tails.
Interesting. I don't think Call trusts that.
Okay. Yeah. So, where are you headed?
Honestly, Call's gonna head towards the market district and kind of take their time, because it's not like it's a secret that their end destination is the keep. And again, Call is a little too curious for their own good. I think they're gonna see if someone tries to approach them.
Okay.
Words. Pronouns.
Okay. Your passive perception is ridiculous, right? It's 25.
25.
Fah.
Congratulations.
Okay. Uh, so yeah, you get a little bit further. You don't get to the market district. You're walking for like a minute, which um, for Ren and Henry, y'all are like 2 minutes away now from catching up. Call is walking for about a minute. When you notice there are two male dwarves ahead of you who have just kind of stepped out of alleys and are now leaning against buildings, watching you approach. And then behind you, you see Miss Erin in the figure that she is typically in the Half-a-Mug as well as a gnomish man slowly approaching behind you. And then also to your side, you see a very I've described to you before a very thin, kind of genderless, long black hair, pale, humanish looking person.
The one that was being argued with, was it? No,
I don't
different
remember
person.
that. However, this was the person following you that went into the Half-a-Mug that you followed that you assume became
Yes.
Miss Erin. That's the person I'm describing right now. You see someone very similar to that coming from your left, except so similar in the skin color and body shape, but their hair looks like a rat's nest. Like it is,
Ugh.
like rat's nest is way too harsh. It's tangled and knotted and bunched up. It looks like they haven't brushed it in months.
I would say rat's nest is not way too harsh for that.
Um, but they kind of like that person kind of steps around a corner and is watching you very intently with these bloodshot eyes. But they're not approaching. If you continue walking, you'll come closer to the two dwarves. Miss Erin and the gnome are coming up behind you.
I think Call is at that point gonna pivot on the balls of their feet, and turn around and just face Miss Erin.
All right.
Call's surrounded. Call's not gonna fight their way out of this.
The two dwarves get a bit closer, but not in melee range. They're just kind of there. Miss Erin approaches the gnome. The gnome is kind of hiding behind her as they get close. You don't see weapons on any of them at this point in time.
Okay.
Sorry, the dwarves have daggers, but that's like a common thing for most people to be carrying.
Yeah.
But you see no weapon on the gnome, no weapon on Miss Erin, and the rat's nest hair person doesn't seem to be carrying a weapon either. Although they have a cloak on, they could be hiding something.
Okay.
Miss Erin looks you up and down, and then says, "You sure do come around here often."
Call is going to respond with, what can I say? I like the company.
She just keeps staring you down, and still looking you over, like trying to take in every bit of you.
Okay.
And her head tilts slightly, and she just says, "I assume you want to get out of here alive."
That would be preferable.
She raises a hand, and as they get closer, a little more obviously feminine figure with the just mess of hair approaches. You can see the bloodshot eyes, and her chin twitches frequently. And one of her arms is kind of just held oddly.
Well, that's not good.
And as she approaches, she twitchy kind of all over. And she also looks you over, but looking at how bloodshot her eyes, like you're a little bit, you think that she both can't see you and can see everything about you all at the same time.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And Miss Erin says, "You're gonna have to do something for me then." And she gestures to the woman who approached and said, "This is," and says, "This is the keeper." And as she says that, the held awkwardly right arm disappears into the cloak and comes out with a deck of cards.
Oh my god.
And Miss Erin says, "You must declare how many cards you will draw, and draw them." With a terrifying flourish, honestly. The woman clasps the deck in both hands and spins, and it becomes like a circle of cards.
Oh my god.
And then she releases, and the circle floats in the air in front of you, showing you the backs of the cards.
Just in front of everybody. In the middle of the street.
Yeah, you have a passive perception of 25. There's not anyone else in the street. It is just
Oh my.
Miss Erin, the gnome, 2 dwarves, and the keeper.
Oh my god. Okay.
So I'm going to do this as best I can. Let me just make sure I only have the cards you can actually draw. Alright, and I've got to shuffle as best I can.
Oh man.
So, do you... She just said you have to declare how many cards you want to draw, and then draw them.
I think, before Call, does that, I think Call's gonna ask, what do you get out of this?
She grins and says, "1 is enough, but if you want to impress me, go for it."
I think Call is going to just kind of look at the deck of cards, look at her, and say, I think Call is going to say, I'm intrigued that you think that impressing you is a higher priority for me at the moment. But I have to admit, I do find you intriguing. Impressing? Different question. And then is going to look over at the deck and kind of sigh and say, 2.
2? Okay. Alright, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. It's very difficult to do this over a screen. Alright. I'm gonna just try and splay them out as best I can.
I am going to. This is how Call dies, by the way, guys.
Hey, don't worry too much. There's only like 2 or 3 cards that can actually kill you instantly.
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to come and draw them since I'm in person?
No.
Okay. So I think I have them splayed out, so just tell me which direction to go.
Go to your right. Keep going. 2 more. Nope.
This one
Nope.
here?
The one right. Yep, that one.
Alright.
Nope. The one next to it.
The one next to it, which... Here?
Yep, that one.
Okay. It is the Donjon.
I don't know what that means.
Let me read it to you. I'm pretty sure it's not a good one.
Thank you.
Oh no.
It's a bad one. Call dies.
Hang on. I need to double check the rules real quick for this. Where's the rule card? There is definitely a rule card. For you, sure. Okay. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Oh, okay. Well, that'll do it then. That answers that question.
Oh, great.
You disappear and become entombed in a state of suspended animation in an extra-dimensional sphere. Everything you were wearing and carrying stays behind in the space you occupied when you disappeared.
So I'm naked?
In a sphere that no one can see.
Naked!
You remain imprisoned until you are found and removed from the sphere. You cannot be located by any divination magic, but a wish spell can reveal the location of your prison. You draw no more cards. What was the other one that you almost drew? Or that I thought you were...
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
It was worse.
Don't. Oh, for real? Was it?
I'm pretty sure it was worse. It was worse depending on who you are. So, Henry and Ren. You get to the half a mug because that's where you knew Call was, but that they were heading away from it. As you get there, you spot Miss Erin along with an entourage of 4 others returning to, or heading back towards you, carrying a pile of assorted things.
A check to notice that they're Calls things?
Your passive perception is like a 13, right?
15?
Your passive perception is high enough to spot Call's steelwood bow.
Ren is going to very calmly walk to meet them and stop in front of them and say, "Where is Call?"
Sorry. First of all, the mess hair lady is not with them. It's just the 2 dwarves and the gnome and Miss Erin. Miss Erin, her eyes kind of drop a little bit. And then she says, "I'm sorry, but she drew poorly." Sorry. I'm sorry, but they drew poorly. I was referring to Miss Erin. My bad. Miss Erin, I'm sorry, but they drew poorly. They are not dead, but I do not know how to find them.
Give me their things.
Make an intimidation check for me.
Can I get the help action?
Absolutely, you can give the help action.
Thank you, help action. That's a 20.
Nice.
Mod?
Nat,
Oh,
Oh, fucking yeah.
um, where is it? Oh, pff. She looks rather ashamed, and gestures for them to do as you said and give you Call's things.
what do you mean they drew poorly?
Um, we have a bit of a trust exercise that we do when we want to reveal ourselves to someone. They draw from a deck, a magical deck, and then an effect takes place. Sadly, your friend drew very poorly and has been placed in extra-dimensional space. I do not know how to find them. I do not know how to get to them.
I would like you to help find a way to find them.
She takes a look at her thugs, and then just gestures at the half a mug, and they walk in, and she stays and says, I can give you what knowledge I have. The easiest way is divine help. Other than that, you would need an extraordinarily powerful being capable of casting the wish spell.
I hope that I do not see you again before Call is back to me. Ren is going to walk away.
Okay.
Um, Henry definitely says something to Aaron before walking away and before following Ren. And says, I think he says, I'm very glad I am not in your shoes right now. And he does like a slow blink, and then says, we suspected that you were reckless. I did not realize you were this reckless. Looks at Ren, kind of shudders a little bit. looks pointedly at Miss Erin, and then walks away. Walks after Ren.
So I think we're gonna call it there. Unless y'all very severely have something that you want to do immediately.
I want to do
'Cause,
everything immediately.
I want to do
Fuck.
everything
I
immediately.
mean, I haven't exactly prepped for this situation. um, leave it at a bit of a cliffhanger. Um, man, things gonna happen.
We
Um,
are getting callback.
We are getting called back. This is priority number 1.
I'm already thinking of like 18 different ways that we could get callback. We are getting them back.
Like, Henry is, as soon as Aaron said divine help, Henry started praying, like, quietly. But he started praying to Lyra to, like, here, like, I need help. Henry's definitely gonna go to Umber about this, for divine help. And Barnabas, maybe Barnabas knows somebody who has the wish spell.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and then we can talk a little bit.
Ben, what the
Bye,
fuck?
everybody.